Welcome, shadow dwellers, to another chilling tale in the echoes of the dark. Gather around and prepare, for I am Violet Nocturne, your guide into the abyss where light dares not tread. Tonight's tale is called The Widow's Mark, and with it, we delve into a spine-tingling tale of rural isolation, whispered curses, and anguish that twists into vengeance. In 10 minutes, we shall uncover the weight of a widow's curse. Are you ready? Let us begin. Camilla Grayson was a name met with whispered prayers and hasty, fearful glances in her small village. They called her cursed, the bearer of the widow's mark, a dark crescent birthmark that coiled down her left shoulder like a snaking omen. Some said it was a remnant of her lineage, stained with guilt. Others claimed every woman in her bloodline lived out a terrible fate, destined to carry immense loss. Yet none truly knew the mark's weight, except for Camilla herself. Camilla lived on the edge of the forest, in a decaying cottage that seemed to breathe and groan with its own life. The villagers kept their distance, which suited her just fine. Her life had been shattered 6 years prior when her husband, Ewan, vanished in the woods. Some said he ran away, unable to handle her curse. Others believed he was taken by the shadows of the forest, a place ancient and primal that swallowed men whole. Camilla never sought to correct them. She bore her solitude like a cloak, while the crescent mark throbbed faintly on her skin like a living thing, growing heavier each day. One night, under a moon so bright, it bathed the village like an ethereal spotlight, Camilla dreamt. No, dream isn't the right word. It was more like a visitation. In the dream, she walked barefoot through the forest, each step squelched in mud that gleamed silver under the moonlight. And then she saw him, or what used to be him. Ewan stood in a clearing, his skin pale as frost, his eyes gaunt yet burning with something unrecognizable, an unspeakable anguish. He opened his mouth, but instead of words, a sound escaped like a dreadful hiss mixed with weeping. "The mark," he croaked finally, struggling as if each syllable clawed its way out of him. "It weighs, it binds, but beware the blood moon. Camilla, beware the blood moon." And with that, he lunged toward her. The rush of adrenaline woke her, her crescent mark burning as though aflame. From that moment, she knew she was not alone. 2 nights later, she felt it, eyes watching from the dense shadows of the forest, though none dared cross her threshold. She began hearing whispers in her empty home, faint, fragmented phrases, echoes that might have been foreign tongues or the forest itself mocking her isolation. It wasn't until the blood moon rose that the nightmare bled into her reality. The moon hung low in the sky, its rusty hue saturating the village air like a predatory glare. That night, Camilla's mark burned fiercely, her skin blistering as an unseen force compelled her toward the forest. No amount of resistance could halt her steps. She stumbled deeper and deeper into the ominous embrace of the ancient woods, finding paths that defied normal geography, paths she had never walked before. It didn't matter. The mark guided her like a compass into horror. At last, she entered a strange grove shrouded in sinister calm. A circle of twisted trees stood like silent sentinels, their wide hollows glowing faintly as if alive. In the center lay a stone slab, and upon it, Ewan, or rather, his hollowed husk. His body, untouched by time, looked ethereal in the moon's light, yet unmistakably lifeless. A voice crackled through the grove, ancient and guttural, seemingly speaking from the bark of trees themselves. "The mark consumes, Camilla," the voice intoned. "It must be passed. He is bound, as you shall be. Choose, or let it feast eternally." Fear bit into her, but comprehension burned hotter. This was the truth behind her mark, a cruel legacy passed down to preserve the family's bloodline through dark, sinister means. It was a curse that demanded a vessel, demanded a bearer, but most tragically, demanded a sacrifice to sustain itself. Each widow was merely its keeper for a time. Ewan's anguished form moved then, barely raising one skeletal hand toward her. "Camilla, free me," he rasped. "Trade me for another, or let us both perish to it. Don't let it grow beyond us." Tears blurred her vision as rage, terror, and love warred in her heart. But she hesitated, for the price was unspeakably steep. To pass the mark, she would need a life. But whose? The villagers who ostracized her? The children whose laughter echoed faintly across the fields by day? Her body trembled, her mind shattering in the weight of the decision. Yet before dawn could touch the cursed forest, she made her fatal choice. Her scream pierced the night's stillness, echoing through the woods like a harpy's lament, before silencing as abruptly as it erupted. Days passed before the villagers dared to notice her absence. When they finally ventured to her dilapidated cottage, they found it eerily immaculate. No remnants of her life remained, except for a single, crescent-shaped mark scorched into the wooden table in her kitchen. An ominous brand left alongside a knife, bloodied but clean. That very night, as another blood moon loomed on the horizon, every villager slept uneasily. One by one, doors creaked open in the dead stillness, as though welcoming something new. And thus ends the widow's mark, a tale of anguish preserved by dreadful bargains and the silent toll of cursed heritages. In the end, some curses are not eradicated, only transformed, only transferred. Thank you for joining me, Violet Nocturne, in tonight's journey into the darkness. Until next time, Shadow Dwellers, listen closely to the silence. It often holds the answers we fear the most.